If you haven't seen it by now, the second quarter results of Blizzard have now been released. Look, this isn't going to be a video where we're going to talk about how much money they're losing year on year, or how their subscribers are looking, or how many hours have been played, because in my opinion, that's skewed anyway with the launch of Classic TBC, where there would have been crazy inflation to all these numbers, and then probably a rapid drop-off shortly after. More so in the last couple of weeks, probably than any other time since Classic TBC launched. What we're going to look at is a couple of things that were mentioned in the second quarter to do with games that are in the pipeline, and also just towards the end of the video, my predictions on Wrath and Wrath of the Lich King, because if you didn't know, I'd done a Wrath video yesterday, and since doing it, I've been doing a lot of research on timelines, the beta, when it was announced, you know, when BlizzCon is and all of that, and I want to pull all of that together and just give you my thoughts on what to expect when it comes to Wrath. I've just popped in quickly from the future. I was in post-edit, adding the Wrath stuff on the end. Going to take far too long. So tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be dropping a video about my predictions for when Wrath of the Lich King is going to come. It literally was going to triple pretty much the size of this video. Seemed irrelevant, so check that one out tomorrow. Aside from that, this video is about where you have time to sit and play games, where you enjoy it away from the kids, away from your friends, away from your family, away from the stress of life, and quite literally, you enjoy that time until you end up hobbling away with pins and needles in your legs. Okay, firstly, is this the only classic video you've ever seen of a guy walking into a toilet? I mean, I really, really do genuinely hope it is. It's not that relevant, actually, to the whole story, but I thought it would be funny. I said it's not relevant, but it actually is quite relevant. Back in February this year, we heard there was going to be a couple, and I quote, warcraft experiences coming to mobile. They were deep in development back then, but now we've had an update. We know they're actually on internal testing, so they're in the internal testing phase, which means they're probably working pretty well. Now, do I think this could be World of Warcraft? No, not really. Not as we know it. Because they did make it clear they're free-to-play mobile games, but could it be an iteration of Classic? Could Classic era servers end up being completely free-to-play and play mobile? I mean, this to me makes sense for a lot of reasons. Like, Classic era is dead or dying. They've spoke about doing a fresh launch of Classic Era. A lot of us wouldn't play Classic Era if it launched. There's some people who would, don't get me wrong. And it goes to prove that, you know, there is sort of a calling for it because of how popular Darrowshire is at the moment, which is a vanilla private server. So people do want to play that fresh Classic experience, but they want to play it better than it was when they launched it the last time around. So getting rid of world buffs, little tweaks and changes to the game in general just to make it more enjoyable, which is absolutely understandable. They could do that and launch it alongside a mobile version. Now, I know a mobile version, you're thinking straight away, no, that couldn't work. Well, actually, from a technological standpoint, it absolutely can. Your phone is good enough to run WoW Classic, without a doubt. Maybe not on high settings, but certainly on medium to low. So, that's all you'll need. But the major difficulty comes with keybinds, you know, how you control your character. But most phones support controllers. You can get controllers that your phone sits in. You can get like mice, keyboards, all sorts work with your phones now. So, but that's not really how you want to use a phone, is it? You want to hold the phone in your hand while you're sat on the wherever you are, sat on the train, I was going to say, actually, so don't judge. They could heavily monetize the classic version on the mobile. Because let's face it, every mobile game I've seen that's free is stacked from top to bottom with microtransactions. Because that's where they make their money. Now let's think about the state of Classic Era. They're pretty much non-existent. Having them cross-platform, in my honest opinion, would start to fill that world up again. I mean, seriously, even I would play a little bit of Classic on my phone from time to time. Even if it only worked good enough just to be able to run around herbing or mining, putting things on the auction house, just chatting in Stormwind, chatting in Orgrimmar. You know, so you know that you're not going to be able to do anything of great complex like raids or dungeons, but you would be able to go around and do a few quests, you know, because you would have limited accessibility to your hotbars. Now, this is extremely off topic and I apologise, but I'm extremely excited for the upcoming Steam Deck. I nearly called it a Stream Deck. I don't know why I want to say Stream Deck. It's a Steam Deck. And I had mine pre-ordered within 30 seconds of pre-orders going live. The main reason I've been excited about this is to actually be able to play MMOs and other titles, AAA titles, by the way, on the go. Not on the toilet, on the go. It's quite literally a portable PC, capable of running AAA titles, and you can have a full Windows installation on it, so you aren't even just limited to Steam games. You can play anything or do anything that you can do on your normal PC. It is a portable PC. Now, I know not everyone will have these, but everyone will have a phone. But seriously, playing games on the Steam Deck is going to be so much better than a WoW Classic mobile game, and I do worry that this could even hinder the possibility of a Classic mobile ever doing any good. Don't get me wrong, this is all speculation, and these games could have absolutely nothing to do with World of Warcraft whatsoever, but It's their biggest, their biggest money maker. It would make sense that they'd try to extend that sort of reach to mobile in one shape or form, even if it was a completely different style of Warcraft game that we haven't seen before. The skeptic in me comes out though, and we know how Blizzard are and how much they love recycling content, so why would they do anything different when it comes to mobile? At the very least, I hope it's tied to WoW Classic or retail in a way that whatever you do, you benefit from this in-game. So what I mean by this basically is it's an alternative way to farm gold or do professions or gathering, just something new and unexpected where your inventory on this mobile game is tied to the inventory of your character in World of Warcraft. I think there's a big opportunity there. Let me know what you think these games are going to be. We knew about them back in February. They're now in internal testing. I know that the guy that's been working on them or working on the team that's making it has worked there since 2016 working on this mobile game. So it can't be anything too small. It sounds like it's quite a big project. And I think a port for World of Warcraft Classic to mobile and trying to keep up with all the iterations that happens over those years, it could be plausible. But like I say, I hope that one of these games at least ties into the WoW universe where you can be away from your PC but still farming gold, still herbing, mining, whatever, just having it tied in-game and not being if it's a completely separate game, I won't play it. I can more or less guarantee that, especially once I got my Steam Deck. Let's be fair, once I got my Steam Deck, I'll be playing TBC or RAF or whatever, but on the Steam Deck. Makes much more sense. Look, guys, I hope you have a good one. I'll be streaming RAF today, actually, probably in the next hour or two, so make sure you come check that out, and I'll see you on the next one.